Hello friends and family, welcome back to the channel. My name is George Wilkinson and this is the Global Traveler YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to share with you how to travel to any country in the world using conferences and events. I have in the past made a video about how to travel to the UK using conferences and events, and in this video I just want to elaborate on a few more points and also to expand it to say that you can travel to almost any country in the world now using conferences and events. And so if you're ready, let's just jump straight into it. Usually a lot of people, when they want to travel to say the United Kingdom, to Europe, to the United States, to Canada, to Australia, what people tend to do is that they look out for friends and family to send them invitation letters for them to use that invitation to apply for their visas. But I have come to tell you that you can apply to travel, or you can apply for any visit visa to travel anywhere in the world using conferences. And in fact, in my personal opinion, I think that it is one of the most secure ways to secure your visa for a lack of a better word, or one of the ways that yields a higher probability of you receiving your visa. This is because the numbers that are applying using family and friends invitations is quite a lot. And the alternative of using or going through the professional means or the business means is also quite appreciated, and often it also yields a higher probability of you receiving your visa, because those assessing your visa applications, they see that this is a business trip. How it goes is that you have to look for conferences and events that are in line with your profession. So I'm assuming you are an employee of a company and you work in a certain industry, or you're a business owner of yourself, you have your own company and you are in a certain industry. The best way to go is to look for conferences or events within your industry or within your niche area, and then to apply for these conferences or to register for these conferences, and then use the conference registration to apply for your visa. I'm going to show you in a bit. Let me just be quick to say that for some conferences, when you visit their website, all you have to do is just register for the conference. They'll give you a conference ticket. For some conferences, depending on the level of the conference and how big it is or the reputation the conference has, some of these conference organizers appreciate that there will be international visitors, and so they tend to issue invitation letters, or just invitation letters that you can add to your visa application and then use that to apply your visa. Now, there is a website that I usually tend to, and I have been doing this for many years. Now, this website that I'm going to show you lists a vast number of conferences, in fact global conferences everywhere around the world, that you can fine tune and dial down to specific conferences based on the industry, based on country, based on dates, and then you can search for the ones that you want to register for. So quickly, let's check out this website. Okay, so here is the website. The name of the website is 10times.com, as you can see at the top here. Quite a funny name, but I tell you that this website is gold. So when you first land on this website, what you can do is that you can first of all start by location. And in this recent times, I've had clients come to me purposely wanting to travel to Canada, because the Canada embassy is giving out quite a number of visas. They are being very generous these days. So for instance, if we want to attend a conference in Canada, we can start by typing in Canada at the very top here. We select Canada first of all to begin with, and then on the left hand side, you can see that you can dial in, or you can fine tune better, or you can filter better based on what you are looking at. So first of all, you can filter by dates. The former trade shows, conferences, usually I don't touch this. The location too, I tend to leave that, but what I do is that I come down to the category, and then I try to find conferences in the industry of my clients, or if it is me personally, I'll try to look at the industry I find myself in, and what conferences have been listed in this industry areas. And so if you look here, you can see there are several of them. Education alone has over 28,000 conferences, down all the way to fitness, which has over nearly 4,000, and so on and so forth. But on the timeline of the website itself, you can see the conferences generally being listed. I'm recording this video as at the point of recording this video. Today is 9th November, and if you can see on the website, it's just lists the nearest conference, the Royal Agricultural Winter Fair, and so on and so forth. So up and coming conferences just follow suit. One thing to also note is that you can look at the rating of the conference. If it has a higher rating, usually 4 and above, then it means that it's quite a reputable conference, or quite an important or huge conference. And usually I tend to look at those conferences. When I'm registering for conferences, I tend to look out for the conferences that has an international reputation, or a conference that is also being attended by international participants. If you just register for any conference, some of the conferences, they are just tailored for the locals, so it really doesn't tick the box or do it for me. I tend to look out for conferences that are being attended by participants from all across the world. On the pages here, you can see featured events. These are top level events, and they are being featured on the page here. So let's check out one here. It says the Mines Energy and Mines Conference in Toronto, and we can take a look at that. Let's use this as an example. So if we are interested in attending this conference, we can take a look at this conference, read all about it, what the conference is about. If we scroll down here, we can look at the estimated turnout of this conference. It is expecting about 2,000 visitors based on probably previous attendance, and we can click here to visit the conference website. Or sometimes what I like to do is that I just love to copy the conference name, visit, open a new tab, paste it, and then I search, and yes, as you can see here is the conference. So the Pathways to Net Zero Mining Conference, the 12th Annual Energy and Mines Toronto Summit. Great. Another thing you need to also know is that the conferences, some are paid and some are free. So depending on where you stand or where your budget is, and then you can go ahead and register. But if you intend to use this to travel and it's paid, then I guess it is worth registering and paying for some of these conferences to get your registration and then your invitation letters. Now, one thing I need to quickly chip in is that conferences, I've noticed recently in Canada, are a bit pricey. They are quite expensive because most of these conferences that I see being organized in Canada, because of their international being international in nature, or having that international appeal, the organizers tend to attach special invitation letters to participants that they can take to the embassies, and so it sometimes makes these conferences a bit pricey. If you look at this conference right here, this conference is hugely expensive. Delegate pass is over $2,395 dollars, but I guess that is a bit on the pricier side. Another filter I usually like to add is to come down to the rating and then select 4 stars and upward. That way I'm sure to be being shown the topmost conferences, the ones that have an international repute or have some sort of international appeal, and then have participants from all around the world attending, and then I sort of tend to look at these conferences. Now, very quickly, let's look at this conference very quickly before we move on to other stuff. This one here is the International Better Man Conference. Interesting. So the International Better Man Conference will be held in January from the 25th to the 27th of January. Now if you hit on the registration and fee, you will notice here it gives you a breakdown for the registration. So it says full event is $600. You may say, wow, that's a bit pricey, but if you scroll down, it gives you very, very important information on visas and entry into Canada. So it says that after you have registered for the conference and you need to apply for a visa, please request an official letter of recognition of the IBMC, which is the International Better Man Conference, will be provided by the Canada Border Services Agency to us for dispatch to registered delegates. A letter of invitation to attend the conference with a special event code. So for Canada, certain conferences that have been registered with the IRCC are given special event codes. So if they give you the special invitation letter, it will contain this special event code. So by this, the embassy themselves are aware of this particular conference, and with your invitation letter, it just confirms that you have registered for this quote or unquote very important conference, and you will be attending this conference. And sometimes what organizers do is that they send a list of registered participants to the embassies to inform them that you will be coming to apply for a visa, so they are aware and will be looking forward to your visa application. So this is a fantastic website. You can do this for Canada, for the United States, for the UK, for the EU Schengen area, any country at all. You can look into that, get your conference registration, and then use that to apply for your visa. Now, during your application, a few other considerations that you have to be mindful of is your bank statement. Obviously, you need to provide a bank statement that supports your application. In the bank statement, there needs to be enough funds to cover the cost of your travel. I am going to make a separate video where I'll talk exclusively about bank statement and how that should look like or be presented. But basically, the bank statement should have enough funds, depending on the currency in which the statement is in. When it is converted to whichever country's embassy that you're applying to, it should be able to cover your cost of travel to that country. And also be mindful to add a hotel reservation. I have made a video about getting a free hotel reservation, not having to pay for it. I'll link it in the description box below, but you need also a hotel reservation. I wouldn't advise stating in your application that you will be staying with friends or somebody like that for a business trip, because it's supposed to be a business trip. So ideally, I would advise you support it with a hotel reservation. And also, as part of your application, you need to also provide proof of your employment or your profession. This could be in the form of an introductory letter. So if you can get an introductory letter from your company confirming that you are a staff and confirming that you will be attending the conference in whatever country it is that you're applying for, all the better. This is one of the best ways, and I've used it for I've helped countless individuals use this route, and they've had success using this method. If you need any help using this method to secure your visa, you can get in touch with me. My contact details are in the description box below. Send me an email, send me a message on WhatsApp. Let us have a discussion on how I can help you put in your business visa application. All right, so guys, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with friends and colleagues and family. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.